Hello there. Do your old Pokemon games still work? You know, the old Game Boy games from Gen 1 and 2? I recently found my old gold version. And guess what? It didn't hold a save. I lost my old saved game. Rest in peace, level 100 Typhlosion. No! OYOYOYO! Today, I'm joined by my friend Hans, and we're gonna show you how to fix this issue in old Pokemon Game Boy games. Let's go! So the reason why the Pokemon games, specifically the Game Boy Gen 1 and 2 games, don't save anymore is because the internal battery inside the game cartridge, literally inside the game, ran out of juice. It doesn't have any juice anymore. It's a battery out of juice and it needs to be juicy to work, right? So we just gotta put in a new battery. Okay, now that we talked about the problem, let's talk about the tools, the things you're gonna need to fix this game. First things first, we need a special tool bit, right? And a new battery. So these new batteries come in packs. I got a CR16 16 with pins pack right here. These aren't expensive. I got mine on Amazon. Same with my toolkit. I'll link everything in the description below and I'll flash some pictures. So you should be able to see those on screen. The next thing you're gonna need, don't freak out, is solder and a soldering iron. This is where Hans comes in. I don't have one, but Hans does. Thank you, Hans. This is how you fix your Pokemon game without soldering. Just find someone who can. I'm kidding, we got this. Part of the reason I wanted to make this video was to show you that even if you aren't confident in your soldering skills and are more like me, a total JumbyJumbwa, you can still get the results you want. You want to play Pokemon Gold again? Well, you can. You want to play Pokemon Red again? Well, you can. Go for it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because that's how we become better. You ready? For all you solder noobs like me, get ready for the quickest soldering 101 class you'll ever have. First, slowly lead the solder into the hot iron tip over what you want soldered. Tip number 1, hold the soldering iron still, unless you are spreading the solder like some butter. Tip number 2, hold the solder close enough for control, far enough for safety from accidental burns. Tip number 3, when removing solder, gently smear off the old solder with the soldering iron. OYOYOYO. Can we replace the battery yet, you say? Yes, but first, make sure to subscribe, like the vid, and leave a comment sharing what's your favorite starter from Pokemon Gold and Silver. Now let's go! First, we have to remove the outer shell to reveal the battery. Take your Game Boy bit, unscrew the back, carefully place the screw in a small dish or secure place where you won't lose it. We don't want these screws to get lost. These cartridges open by a gentle slide. I said gentle, then lift. Wow, look at that. The inside of the game looks pretty good. Pretty clean already. But before we put it back together, it's always a good idea to do a little maintenance, a little cleaning with some isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl, 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 isopropyl. Let's go ahead and now remove the battery. Remember not to let the soldering iron sit too long in one spot. You don't want to burn through the chipboard. I almost did. Soldering dries very quickly, so you have to be kind of fast at this. Don't be too fast, don't rush yourself though. Take your time, try to be quick, don't be too slow, relax. Don't worry about it too. You don't want to worry. Think about also using a pair of tweezers to help grab the battery faster. But as you can see, Hans is a wild man. He's done this a lot of times. He's using his fingers. After we remove the battery, let's clean the board gently with the Q-tip and IPA, isopropyl alcohol. Now for the fun part. Time to install the new battery. With this new battery, we'll be able to save our game. Carefully remove one battery out of your pack. You don't want them all to go flying everywhere. Notice on your chipboard, as well as the battery, the positive and negative signs. Also pay attention to the ends of the battery, which will be soldered onto the chip. Now center that bad boy. Let's go. It's time to solder. Grab that solder and your soldering iron, and let's fix this. Carefully, remember to hold the soldering iron over the spot you want soldered, and slowly lead the solder into it. Do this to both sides and you're done. Again, this dries pretty fast, so you're good to put it back in its case relatively soon. Make sure the case looks clean as well on the inside. You don't want any gunk left in there. Take that screw that you set aside and screw it back in. Look at that, you're done, you did it. We did it. Now let's make sure this game works. Here's a little bit of live footage. And we'll turn it back on. Moment of truth, guys. Does it work? And the real trick is going to be to turn it off again and see if it saves. It saves! Look at that, guys. The battery works. Wow. Okay, turn it off again. We're going to try it one more time. Let's see if it really works, because usually it won't work by the second one. And it works! Wow! We get to play Pokemon. Let's go, dude. Yes, Mom, it works. I'm here, finally. I woke up. I don't have amnesia. I'm here. I'm alive to start my 10-year-old journey. Sweet. I'm stoked with the results. I hope you are too. If I were to sell this Pokemon Gold now, it would be about 60 bucks on... 60 bucks? 60 bucks. 60 bucks without the box. All right. However, I do not plan on selling this game as it is part of my personal collection. OYOYOYO, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you fix not just the Pokemon Gold, but any old Game Boy game that no longer saves. You just need some batteries. I hope you found this video helpful and encouraging. These old Game Boy games are precious and will not last forever, so let's do our best to keep them in working condition. Remember to comment below, what is your favorite Pokemon Gold starter? And for more content and whatever is Jumby, please remember to subscribe and look out for the next video. Oy, 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 oy.